Oh, welcome back.
Welcome back to the throne room. Oh, yeah.
Hi.
How y'all doing? Welcome back to the we're back in the big C-stat. You know what I'm saying.
I almost threw up a gang sign right
Don't,
there.
yeah, probably
And
not.
then
Probably not good for PR.
I was about to throw
What gang sign? You doing
the only one that's a C.
Oh, okay. Well, we're not out here doing that. Thanks for joining us. We got a great episode for you. We're going to hit your topic suggestions. A lot of stuff to talk about regarding sports today. We got some interesting things to talk about in the Twitter world. And then we're going to hit the multiverse theory because it's interesting. And it was also a topic suggestion show. Shout out to Duncan Clayton.
What? In another universe.
What?
They're filming this podcast right now.
What are you talking about?
But that dimension won't get to talk about that segment because some train of events will happen that'll keep them from getting to that segment.
Right. Wow. Can you, go through another, example of that before we start?
Well, if there's a universe for every varying branch,
okay.
That means if we're the one that gets through all of it, no problems, then we're that universe.
Wow.
But there's another universe. Something's going to happen before they even make some copy of you.
All right, anyway, so we're going to get to sports now.
The phone.
Okay. Just some quick stuff to get out of the way before we start here. Go become a Patreon. I can never get that right.
Become Patreon.
Go become Patreon.
I am
the company. Yeah. What did I say last night when we were eating? Oh, I was making that
become a patron.
dark joke. No, I was making that dark joke about bodies turning on a light bulb, and I said it upside down and inside out.
Oh, I know what you mean.
Yeah, I was the
joke down and upside out.
Yeah, I don't know what I said, but it was bad. So I can't talk. So go become a patron to pay for all this garbage. And it's
quality content.
It's quality garbage. It's Patreon/the Throne Room. There's 3 tiers on there for you. If you don't want to do that, go give us a review on iTunes. Give us 5 stars and just write whatever. Write Josh is ugly or something. I don't know. Yeah. What else? Oh, go follow us on Instagram and Twitter at the Throne Room, and that's all we got. You got anything else to?
No.
Okay. Why'd you say it like
comment.
that? Oh, you poor thing. Okay. Austin Hooper with the Falcons. I was about to say Eagles because it's a bird. It's another bird team. I said the Bengals on the other. I said
the Bengals.
Bengals. I can't. I don't know. Nobody ever told me that it was Bengals. I don't know. Maybe I used to say that.
Did you not see that it was an E and not an I?
I can't spell, Josh.
Bengals.
Okay, whatever. Austin Hooper's getting a new deal, possibly. The Falcons are going to have to pay him big money because he's a top tight end in the nation. Not the top tight end in the nation, but a top tight end in the nation.
Existing one.
So there's a lot of players that are sort of kind of in this purgatory situation where they don't know where they're going to be playing, and deals are kind of being held out right now. So it's that weird time of the season where teams don't really want to show a lot of interest because they don't know. They don't want to overpay for a player that might not get offers from another team. So they don't know if there's competition yet. So they're going to hold out. Same thing with Tom Brady. Don't really know where he's going. Probably not staying with the Patriots, which I'm upset about, honestly. Yeah. Because they haven't, like I said, they haven't shown interest in him lately. He's gone. He's okay. Welcome back. Welcome back to the Throne Room. So he doesn't really know where he's going to be at because, like I said, the Patriots haven't expressed interest in him since no team has stepped forward and be like, "Hey, we want you, and we want you for this amount of money for 1 year." For me, if I'm a GM, I don't think I take Tom Brady for 1 year over my starting quarterback.
Yeah.
Because to be honest with you, Tom Brady's only good under Bill Belichick. I don't think he's going to be good under another coach or another offense. I mean, he is the GOAT, but he is also 42.
The GOAT has a herd.
The GOAT has a herd, and it's with Kraft and Belichick.
Yeah, even the GOAT has a shepherd.
Yeah, right. So we'll see. Also, something that's kind of funny. Not funny. It's not good. Not good. But the Astros obviously got in big trouble for, well, not big trouble, but they got. It came out, as we all know, that they cheated in the 2017 World Series. No, they did. They cheated. But here's the thing. Everyone was stealing signs. That's not like just the Astros. Everyone was stealing signs, and everyone has always stolen signs. That's not like a new thing. That's not an Astros thing. Astros just got caught because it was the World Series. And so in the preseason here, they're the highest team, like, regards to getting hit by pitches. No other team has gotten hit by more pitches than the Astros.
That's so childish.
Meaning just every team's like, you know what? I'm going to beam you with a 90-mile-an-hour fastball.
That's so childish.
Yeah, dude. I mean, people are really serious about it. And which, like I said, it's really hypocritical.
They have like two sheriffs. There's a video of two sheriffs just sitting in the dugout, and then like the team's just like awkwardly standing around like, what do we do?
Dude, yeah. No, it's messed up. So not really funny, but I mean, it's kind of funny. Because it's like, of course they're going to hit you with baseballs. This is a topic suggestion that we're going to hit. Buzz Williams. Shout out to Parker Johnson for the topic suggestion. Dude is the newest head coach on and in. A boat. He's in a boat. No, but Buzz Williams is the newest head coach for the Texas A&M basketball team, the men's basketball team. Look, we didn't really have a fantastic. I don't think you're allowed to do that yet.
Do what? They only listen on audio.
Get out.
They only listen on audio.
No, they don't.
No. Only people that.
We have more views on YouTube than we do Spotify now.
If you're an upperclassman, I'll push.
Okay, yeah, you better. So no. But so we didn't really have a great basketball team, especially last year. Didn't have an outstanding season.
Yeah, they stopped making us go watch the games.
I think we were like 11th or 12th in the SEC last year. Now we're ranked 7 in the SEC, and I think we're 14 and 13 right now. Which, I mean, let's be honest, it's not like Duke numbers, but it's not Kentucky numbers. Obviously, Kentucky's at the top of the conference, as they should be. But I mean, we're playing very well. Our 3-point shot is nasty, and so this guy's has a lot of charisma. He's a young dude, a younger coach, and he's a baller. So we're gonna keep our eyes out for that. I'm gonna go to a basketball game. I want to go.
I only go to the baseball games this semester.
Oh, whoa.
Well, because they used to make us like forcibly attend a certain number.
Yeah, you're just so victimized, huh?
It's not that. It's just now I don't have to, so
yeah, I hear you.
I don't want to.
Also, going on to A&M football, Leon O'Neal Jr. is transferring, one of the top safeties in the nation and on our team, and he's entering the transfer portal. And a lot of people are like burning, because you see this a lot in like professional sports.
Yeah.
People like burn jerseys. People are out here burning like Leon O'Neal jerseys for entering the transfer portal. It's like, what, bro?
We are the Aggies.
Come on, the Aggies are we? Yeah, you will not leave.
I'll burn your jersey.
There you go. We'll clip that. Is that all we got for sports? Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, A&M players entering the combine. This was another topic suggestion. I don't have your username. I do. If you can look it up on the Instagram account, because I think I posted it. It's on there somewhere. Go to the notification. Yeah, you'll find it. How many Instagram accounts do you have?
I have mine.
Okay.
A meme account.
Okay.
A second meme account.
Okay.
And I participate in my outfits meme account.
Okay,
Or,
great.
I mean, not meme account. Main Instagram.
All right, great. So we got just a couple players on our team that have entered the combine for this year. It's Justin Matabuke. It was Courtney Davis, Kendrick Rogers, and Braden Mann. I think that's all that it was. Essentially, Braden Mann is the star of this group. Greatest punter in all of football, basically, right now. He was last year, and he was again 2 years ago. So.
Said this guy?
What?
Was this the one that suggested it?
No. Go to this thing.
Oh.
Yeah.
Ah.
Okay, this is a topic suggestions from Ty Spam 14. Shout out to your boy. Great little, I guess it's a meme account. I don't know what it is.
Oh.
But anyway, he's a follower, he's a listener, so shout out to you. But let's talk about NFL players in the combine. So Braden Mann, obviously star of this thing, ran a 4.8 as a punter in the 40-yard dash, which is very fast.
You don't even have to do anything except kick the ball.
Yeah, I don't know why he's running sub-5 40s, but he's doing it.
That's just trying to brag.
Yeah, so he ran a 4.8 40, which is very good for a punter. Again, I mean, the dude has a leg on him, so he's a beast. Haven't really seen a whole lot from our Aggies in the combine yet. We know that Kendrick Rogers and Courtney Davis both ran around a 4.5, which is good. I mean, Kendrick Rogers especially it's good for him since he's a taller receiver and he wouldn't be able to run like the 4.2 that you see in John Ross or Tyreek Hill. Just those shorter guys get closer to the 4.2, 4.3 range. Which is fine. I mean, it's fine. Really, what scouts are going to be looking for with Kendrick Rogers is, can he perfect the deep route? They want him basically like a Julio Jones or a Christian Kirk, a big, long, lanky receiver that's going to beat you on the deep post, the flag routes, the go routes, the hitch and goes, your skinny post, your windows, those kind of things. They want a vertical receiver. That's when you go with Kendrick Rogers. And then Courtney Davis, he also ran about a 4.5. People want to see from him, hey, he's a great route runner. Not a lot of people could respect his route running ability this year, even though he was our top receiver. So, again, ran a 4.5. Haven't really seen him. Of course, it's, early Saturday afternoon. So, that I'm sure it's going on right now, and they're, practicing and showing off essentially, but he needs to show his route running ability, and that's what people are most going to be waiting to see. Can he outrun everybody? Can he have a great release? Can he, break people's ankles? Obviously, you want to be able to catch the ball too. So that's it for Courtney Davis. And sort of the biggest one in my mind is Justin Matabuke. I mean, obviously one of the great, not the greatest, but one of the best defensive linemen in the SEC last year. People are concerned about his strength. Some of these big offensive tackles and offensive guards, they're worried about people, those type of dudes, just manhandling Matabuke, and so he needs to have a great bench press showing. He needs to show that he is strong and that he can kind of and he needs to show that he absolutely he needs to show that he can fight back these big guards and tackles. And so I don't have those numbers. Again, I'm sure it'll come up either today or tomorrow when he tests for that. The guy also needs to have a good shuttle run, because if he can't beat him with the strength inside, he needs to be able to use his hands, use his feet. So he needs to have a strong shuttle run, and I think he will. I think the guy has potential. But those are the Aggies in the combine. Again, Braden Mann's the star, running a 4.8 as a punter. So that's insane.
For no real reason.
I think. Not that it's related at all, but I think Tom Brady ran like a 5.4 or some crazy thing like that. So yeah,
jogged.
Yeah, literally. So shout out to what is this? Ty Spam, whatever.
Spam.
Yeah, great guy. Favorite fan of the show. Just kidding. I'm playing with you. But yeah, so that's units and eulogies. Take it away.
Moving on to blowing up the phone.
Oh yeah.
The back end was pretty exciting.
The what?
The back end of this week was pretty exciting.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I don't know if you remember much of anything from the front.
Wait, hold on. Before we start, I saw something on Instagram or Twitter, and, like, if you added, I guess this is related to sports, but if you add Kobe's birthday with his daughter's birthday, it equals 8,024. Like 824, like his number.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Huh.
Does that freak you out?
That's weird.
Okay, sorry. I just thought it was cool. You don't have to think it's cool. No, forget me.
No. It took me. I'm not good with math.
It's okay. Go ahead.
I'm not a math
I didn't
man.
go over the anyway.
I'm not a math man. Anyways, yeah. And some of this today, yeah, like within the last 2 hours, it got confirmed. The U.S. had its first death by coronavirus up in Washington State.
Yep.
I don't know, man.
There's a lot of
kind of scared.
It's one of those things that it gets political for no reason, right? Like it's just like what your dad said earlier. Like a lot of these weird like pandemics and epidemics show up,
like
and it becomes political for
Bush
no
wasn't
reason.
handling Y2K correctly,
right? And it's like now Trump isn't handling the coronavirus correctly. It's like what do you
want him to do?
What do you want him to do?
I'm gonna build a wall around Corona.
Yeah, so I mean that's
it's not gonna get its
probably...
lime.
Also, 38% of people aren't buying Coronas now because they think it's related. Can
you
you imagine being that
that's
dumb?
That's gotta be a joke. There's like, I mean, I guess I can.
No, have you seen those like man on the streets where people don't know like what state where their state is in relation to the continental map?
I had someone I was in a class with, and I'm not even gonna get close to disclosing it,
right?
Because I'm in a group project with them. But basically the question came up, and it was like, how many states are in the U.S.? And this person goes, what? It's like 42, right? And I was like,
what's up?
Oh,
what's going on? Yeah.
He goes, no, 43. Does Puerto Rico count? And I was like, oh
no,
that's
still not a state. Well, and there's some girl that we graduated with, and she didn't know where bacon came from. She didn't know what animal like ham came from.
Yeah.
And
it's the tail.
Yeah.
They flatten out the tail.
Yeah. And somebody did, I mean, now, like back in high school, you did look more Asian. Now, if somebody were to say like you were Mexican, I would buy it. Like I can see Mexican now.
That's so.
But back then you looked mad Asian, and so.
Josh is Asian.
Yeah. Wait, Josh is Asian? What? Wait. Yeah. So people are just dumb.
Now that you make that case, I think I can picture it in my head and be like, "There's a disease going around with this Corona stuff.
I'm gonna stop drinking Corona.
I better stop drinking Corona."
Yeah. Exactly.
I wonder how many if they're gonna have to lay people off.
Oh man,
how like far this goes just because people are so ignorant.
Yeah, I mean 38% down on purchasing is a good amount.
Well, you know there's these college students, I can't remember, it was up in like the Northeast. They got in trouble. This was like either earlier this week or late last week, because they threw a Chinese party, and basically it was just the theme was a quarantine zone, and they only were drinking Corona.
Okay, that's
and they got in trouble. It was pretty like. Once you saw the rest of the video, it started getting pretty racist.
Oh my gosh!
Because there was more to it than just that.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I was like, people are just memeing.
Yeah.
The new plague.
Unfortunately, it's one of those things that's just become political.
Yeah.
And it shouldn't. Like, people are. But I did see, like, I guess it's like a Democrat-Republican thing where it's like, if you think that the corona virus is like the worst virus since the Black Plague, then you're like on this side of the aisle. But if you think it's really not a big deal, then you're on this side of the aisle. And so it's like, it's stupid.
There's like conspiracy theories about it, right?
Oh yeah, we've talked about some of them.
Yeah. I was like talking to someone, worst case scenario, the Pope has corona, dies from it, and then it's discovered that it was a bioweapon being tested in China.
Wow.
That's like the worst case scenario.
Dude, there'd have to be a war for that. If the Pope died?
Yeah, if the Pope died and it was found out that it was the coronavirus.
Speak into the mic. Go ahead and speak into the mic.
If the Pope died and it found out that he was that the coronavirus was like artificially created as a bioweapon in a lab.
Yeah.
That's like. I can't remember who I was talking to, but they were like, that is worst case scenario right there.
Yeah. And oh man, but it's like I don't want to make this like related to like a video game, but Plague Incorporated. Yeah. Everybody knows Plague Incorporated, okay? Like you don't want to if you're going to engineer a virus, you don't want to make it lethal until everyone's infected.
Yeah.
Right?
Did you hear about I heard this from my roommate about North Korea had their first case of coronavirus and they executed him.
Nice. Well,
that was how they dealt with it.
That's the way to do it. I mean, my gosh.
I think they might be well equipped.
Did we talk? Was that on this last podcast with you when we were talking about the people that were like stuck on the cruise?
Yes, we were talking about that. I think they're still there.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure they're still in there.
Well, your dad was saying something about they brought him to Lackland.
No, those were service members returning from that area.
Okay.
And they can't let them leave now.
Okay. Did you? Because I watched something interesting with Austin back in San Antonio last weekend. Have you started watching? It's an HBO series called. It's like about like the Chernobyl thing.
I've watched Chernobyl. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've watched it all so far.
That was a scary show.
Oh yeah, no, like with the first responders when they pick up the
graphite.
Ugh.
Yeah, man.
My favorite. Have you finished it yet?
I have one more episode.
Oh, okay.
I haven't.
So you've seen the rooftop part, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's my favorite sequence, the long cut where they're just moving the graphite on the rooftop.
Yeah. And it's just like how ignorant people can be to like a dangerous situation.
Yeah.
You know? It's scary, man. Like, and they did a great job with makeup. And then I got interested I got curious and I looked up like mutations from Chernobyl because all the women that were pregnant at the time obviously gave birth to these like mutated kids. Some of these kids, they have parts like it's basically like you took what a human should look like, threw it in a jar, and just shook it up.
Yeah.
And parts are landing on different dude. It's scary. If you don't know, if you don't know what I'm talking about, look it up.
Or go watch Chernobyl because it's a great series.
It's really good and again has some language here and there, but that's everywhere nowadays, so can't really get away from that, can you? But yeah,
I thought this was actually really interesting, and I'm probably gonna look into more of it after. But the U.S. just signed a treaty treaty with Taliban to end the fighting.
What did you say?
We just signed a treaty treaty with the Taliban to
say that one more time.
The U.S. signed a peace treaty.
You said Treese Petey 3 times.
a peace treaty with the. I thought you were asking me to say it because it was so outrageous that I was like, oh, I have to say it word for word again.
I was really. Say that one more time. Treese Petey. No. Say it again. No. It's a Treese Petey. Treese Petey.
I thought you were in such disbelief.
We got the Cincinnati Bengals and we got Treese Peteys. What in the Sam? What is going on?
They signed a peace treaty to stop fighting in the between the two of them, so we can like pull people out of the Middle East. That's like been a thing since we were born.
I think it was before we were born, wasn't it?
Wasn't it like 98? They formed before we were born, but it wasn't until after 9/11 that like we started. Actually, no, because like Desert Storm.
Desert Storm was done. Yeah, I was about to say.
Never mind. But it was we made them because we trained them how to fight the Russians, and then they turned into the Taliban.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm like so uneducated with what's going on over there. I have no idea.
Like a lot of people think it's just like guys with their pickup trucks and AKs driving around, going to like shooting at but it's actually really organized and stuff.
Yeah.
Like it's pretty crazy.
Like you're saying they're really organized?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they have a hierarchy.
Yeah.
I do know that they have like hierarchies of like people in charge, and they do have sort of a whole ranking system, and so it's not just like these random people. But there are people. I think there's like a Netflix documentary on it, and it's like U.S. citizens just going out there with their buddies, and like they rent a Humvee and they go hunting for Taliban. That shouldn't be illegal. How are they able to do that?
Dude, I'm telling you, it's lawless out there.
And
that's just like the war zone, but like
yeah, that's crazy.
You want to go do it? That's how you get tagged.
Yeah,
because like AC-130s, they have all the like soldiers. They have the little like
markers
on them. So they're like, okay, that's our tag. Everything else that doesn't have a tag.
Yeah.
Yep.
Anyone that's shooting. Wow. Well, there was that one. I think we actually talked about it one episode a while back. But that dude that like his marker malfunctioned or something.
Oh yeah.
Or not? No, it was too dark and they couldn't see him, like with infrared or something like that. And so they ended up firing on their position, like friendly position, and ended up killing people, like our guys.
Yeah.
And they really didn't. They blamed it on like the commanding officer. In the field, they didn't. So it was just really dumb.
But yeah, no, that's crazy that they're like. I don't know if it'll end because we got other stuff to deal with in the Middle East sometimes, but that's weird that that's like. It's been like we're 20 and they're like, all right, let's talk about peace.
I know. It's just so. I mean, yeah, that literally has been going on since we were born.
Yeah.
You know, essentially, I mean, 20 years. That's the longest standing war, isn't it?
Yeah, something like that. And you know, like when like Osama died, us as kids were like, yeah, we won the war on terror.
No,
and
yeah.
We're like, wait, we're still fighting the Taliban?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's almost how weird it is, like reading that, because it's like, because we've also seen like ISIS.
Yep.
And then the Syria regime, and now we're like, wait, we're still fighting the Taliban?
Yeah. Yeah, man. They're still making movies. I think it's the only war where they're making movies about it while it's still going on. Like, that's never happened before. I think they were making freaking movies and documentaries during World War II.
I think they were making, like, little propaganda stuff, like shows and stuff.
Yeah, but they weren't, like, making, like... They weren't, like, writing scripts and, like, you know, screenplays.
Yeah.
For some of that stuff.
No, book adaptations.
Yeah.
On wars that are still ongoing.
No, not even close.
No, movie adaptations of book adaptations regarding wars that are still ongoing.
Yeah. You have, like, a legend, like Chris Kyle, in a fight, like, is fighting in a war that's still going on, and they make a, a huge profiting movie and book about him. Rest in peace, Chris Kyle. What a baller.
Anyways, Bad Bunny released his new album last night.
It sucks, dude.
Dude, no, I listened through it. It's just I don't know. I was in like a mood last night, but it's very Bad Bunny sound. I actually like that. I actually like that first one where he's.
That's literally all it is for like 12 songs.
It's great. I'm trying to. It's like it's weird that he's that successful in like the U.S. Because he has a large following in the U.S.
Dude, Miami loves him.
Yeah, and it's like, but like, people don't listen to him.
No, of course
I think he's also been very good at being political in the right ways.
Like what?
Well, like, did you see him on The Tonight Show?
Mm.
So you know how that, like...
I don't watch TV.
You know how that, like, transgendered woman got killed in Puerto Rico?
No.
There was, like, some transgender woman, and she got, like, murdered, basically. And they spun the story so that she was or whatever they transitioned to, that they were the criminal.
Gotcha.
Because, like, the government's, like, still corrupt, I guess.
Gotcha, yeah.
Yeah, and the people were like, yeah, like, it spun, like, more transphobia and stuff, like, more, like, inciting to, like, get rid of transgenders in the city.
Right.
And so he just won the Tonight Show, and he wore a shirt that had, like, her name on it, and then a skirt.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
And he's like, and it was kind of like, oh, are you gonna kill me?
Yeah.
But he didn't say anything about it. He just performed dressed like that.
Right. In Puerto Rico. Okay.
No. It was on the Tonight Show with Jimmy
in the
Fallon.
Tonight Show?
Yeah.
Well, then why the hell do we care?
I want to bring attention to it because, like, well, I'm just saying, like, but like, I like.
I mean, not that we shouldn't care, but
I like the way that he didn't like scream and shout about it. It was just like
he just subtly,
And then he canceled.
No, that's good.
He canceled his tour to go join in on the like protest back when that like whole thing was happening in the capital of Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
He like stopped his tour and.
Oh yeah. Okay.
I'm trying to think. He did some other stuff. Yeah, no, I just think he's a good. You know, they like Puerto Rican male youth like follow him as their trend. Like he started painting his nails, and now that's a thing that like Puerto Rican like teens do is paint their nails like the guys.
See, is that like if somebody? Do you think if like a Puerto Rican kid here, like, do you think they would paint their nails and that wouldn't like necessarily make them gay?
I think they'd be a little afraid to do it, but like if they're like, oh, but my role model Bad Bunny did it, yeah. Bad Bunny.
Oh.
It's kind of like how like you know like a dude that really likes listening to Harry Styles might dress more like effeminate because he's like, oh, Harry Styles does it, and everyone's like,
right.
But at the same, they're gonna show up to school and get bullied.
Yeah. Well,
but yeah, no, I just really like it's like interesting how he's. I don't know, it's weird because, like, I remember, I just, like, recently got really into, like, Latin stuff just because I'm a Spanish major. Minor. Yeah, but no, it was, like, I like his music, and then it's, like, we're learning in our Spanish class about all the different kinds of, like, because they have their own genres, like, that go beyond just, like, rock, rap, all that. They have different stuff.
Dude, I mean, they have, legendary artists. You know,
Juanes,
Selena,
Shakira,
Selena, bro.
Selena Gomez.
No. Interesting segue going into Might I Recommend. So there's this Twitter account that I've been following for quite some time.
Hear this.
Dude, if you go on Twitter and look her up right now, like just look at some of the tweets. So I didn't know that she was a comedian, but she is actually like a stand-up comedian, and she's like a real person. I thought it was like just a completely fake account that like didn't have anything, like it wasn't like an actual person saying some of this stuff, but it's an actual comedian. But her name is Titania McGrath. Go on Twitter and look up some like her Twitter, and I think it's just you look up just Titania McGrath. Yeah, he found her right now. The tweets that this woman like is putting out are hilarious. And at first I thought it was like a real person, again, like actually like saying her real opinion, you know? And then obviously I was like looking at this stuff and I was like, there's no way this can be real, you know, like this is just preposterous. And then it was like, okay, it was obvious that this is all satirical. And she has this fake book that she wrote. Or I might actually be a real book. I don't know. But she has, I mean, the stuff that she's saying is hilarious. Yeah, it's a book called Woke. And she's basically just this, like, crazy feminazi, like, social justice warrior. And it's the funniest thing I've ever seen. Like, she just has wild ideas. But it's all satirical. It's all, like, poking fun at, like, the woke culture.
American Beauty post Kevin Spacey.
Damn. No, she's talking about how like pedophilia is a sexuality. It's all satirical though. It's all like she doesn't actually think this stuff. And she's all just like, you know, poking fun at like cancel culture and, you know, mad social justice warriors and, you know, which I'm all cool with social justice, but there's a point where it gets like, okay, come on, let's be realistic here.
Where I'm not.
Yeah, there's a point where I'm like, yeah, okay, this is getting out of hand. Like, come on, where do we draw the line?
So are there like people that like they think she's being serious and they get offended by her? Or?
No, there's people. Yeah, you look on like the threads of her videos, and people are like taking her seriously, and like they'll do the time to like research like the stuff that she's saying, and like post the links to all like a whole reference page for like the stuff.
Let me tell you why you're wrong.
Yeah, basically, and it's like, dude, this is a joke. You know, and at first I was like reading it like, okay, this might actually be someone's opinion. Like I've seen dumber people.
Yeah.
But I wasn't gonna go like put together a whole essay on why she's wrong and put it in the thread. Like, come on, I don't have that kind of time.
Dude, I used to be one of those people that like take to Twitter and be like, "Let me tell you why you're wrong. Yeah, you stupid libtard."
Yeah.
But now I'm like. That's so, like...
You're not going to change anyone's mind on Twitter.
That's so trashy.
You're literally... Dude, the times that I've spent... Because I've gotten in, like... I haven't gotten in, like, a Twitter thing, I don't think. But I used to get in, like, Instagram fights with people.
Yeah.
And, like, political arguments that... Like, you're not going to change my mind on Instagram. Because what you're saying is BS, probably. And I'm not going to change your mind... on Instagram because I might not know what I'm talking about and you're not going to be open to listening to it. So it's a zero-sum game. There's no production value in fighting people at 2 a.m. on social media.
Yeah,
it's dumb.
I post my opinion every now and then like on different things, but I'll never like go fight someone on Twitter. I just think that's so trashy. Like
yeah, it takes a bigger man.
If I was still single and like I was talking to this girl and I added her on Twitter, and I go through and found that she like frequently gets in like arguments on Twitter.
Big turn off. I'm out.
I would be out of there.
Yeah, just like threads.
I just think that's so trashy.
It's so unproductive and immature. Like if you posted your opinion, like for example, let's take the 5 for Yale drama that just happened. If you don't go to A&M, you probably wouldn't know. But basically, essentially, like you know, we elect our Yale leaders, and
which are male cheerleaders.
Essentially, yeah. Simple. It's just tradition, you know, and so people were running that weren't necessarily like core members, or you know, I mean, we've never had a woman Yale leader. They're always dudes, and so people ran. I think it was a group of 3, right? They ran. It was like a woman.
2 white guys.
Two white dudes. One of them was a ginger or whatever. I think one of them
was Sam Norris was by himself.
Sam Norris was by himself.
I saw him at the rec the other day.
Yeah. No. So it was a woman, and I'm pretty sure the skinny dude and then the larger guy. I think the larger guy was like Latino.
Didn't know he was white.
Really? You sure?
He was white.
Okay, never mind. Well,
I have one of my tall friends.
She was Hispanic for sure.
Yeah, my tall friend knows him.
Okay. So, Carrasco?
Yeah.
Yeah, so
shout out to Ivan.
Yeah, shout out to Ivan. So it's like, so they're running as like, and their whole platform was like, we were so diverse.
Yeah, we are diverse.
And we've never had a woman yell leader, and it's like, people, that's fine, that's cool. I'm all for it, but I would like to elect someone that's at least in the core, or at least on a bigger
that's an
ticket.
Opinion a lot of share.
Yeah.
Others were like, "Oh, I want to see someone that can PT." And I was like, which I mean is true.
It is true.
Because others came from like a defense of the like why we shouldn't have female yell leaders, and a lot of it made sense. But I'm not saying that's my opinion.
Yeah, if it was like somebody in the core, because obviously it's gonna take a while for us to elect a woman yell leader, because there's not enough chicks in the core.
Our best chance was last year with Reveley's handler, but she did not decide to go out for it. I'm pretty sure.
Dude, if Reveley's handler, like,
that's not an automatic in. Rev's handler didn't get it this year.
I know, but if she ran on a group of 4 other people, she probably would have gotten a lot of votes.
Yeah, that's true.
For sure, she has the clout.
Well, people vote for 5 for Yell, so...
Yeah, no, that's...
They just auto-vote it.
Yeah. But anyway, so people got super upset about that.
Yeah.
And it's like, they were saying that, it's always just white men. It's always white men that are in positions of power. Oh my God. And it's like, okay, one of the Yell leaders is Mexican. And then... they had the audacity to be like, no, he's not Mexican enough.
Yeah, he's not dark enough.
What is that? That's like saying that Kanye's not black anymore for saying that he supports Trump.
That's what they do, though.
That's like, you're not black enough.
They strip people of their ethnicity.
Like, Candace Owens?
Yeah.
Okay, she's like an outspoken conservative black woman. And people, like, everyone on the left is like, you're not black anymore. You lost your woman card because you're a conservative. It's like, is this really about race anymore? Or is this just about, like, scoring points?
I revoke your cards.
I revoke your victimhood because, you're not claiming it, basically. So.
Which Yu-Gi-Oh card is that to steal someone else's privilege?
Exactly. So it's so dumb. Like, Memo Salinas isn't Mexican enough. He's
just white passing. He's just...
So what?
No, I'm just saying he's light.
Yeah, so what? He's still Hispanic.
I'm telling you, people hate us. They hate us because they ain't us.
Yeah, put some respect on the core's name, I'll be honest with you. But yeah, so people just got super mad at this. Okay, so back to the original point. If you said anything about that on Twitter in the past couple of weeks, and you did.
Yeah.
And if somebody, were to, like, at you and make a thread about, like, wow, this privileged white Asian Mexican looking male in the core is just adding on to the systemic racism.
Taking your Mexican card.
Yeah.
Someone takes
the
my
one
non-existent that you don't. Mexican card.
Exactly. And you like stayed up until 4 a.m, like having a Twitter battle with this person that you will never meet in your life.
Yeah, you actually will lose sleep over this.
It's ridiculous.
It's so trashy to just... I have a friend that does that. I'll see it in his feed every now and then, and he's like...
Say his name. Do it right now.
Alex King.
All right. No, it's not me. Please. I have standards. Okay? I have standards.
No, but he'll get in these, like, Twitter fights, and they'll just go back. And, like, but it's like someone's reciprocating that. It's like, God, y'all get a room. Dude, these people are going to meet up and make out one day. Dude,
again, and they're going to Google and typing in, I need to find out my point. And then they get a whole reference.
What would Ben Shapiro say?
What would Ben Shapiro say to this? It's like, okay, I mean... Number 1, formulate your own opinion. Number 2, don't do it over Twitter. Don't go... Nobody cares.
You know what's even worse?
There's a time and a place for it.
People that meet up for formal debates when it won't actually solve anything.
I mean,
like,
it's...
I'm saying,
I'd rather that than on Twitter.
But, like, if you and I had a disagreement, say, over, like, abortion, and we came and just sat in a room and, like, debated over it, like, in the formal, like, format, and we're like... All right, you scored this many points. I scored this many. Good
Dude,
debate.
I would rather that I would 100% rather that than doing it on Twitter.
Hey guys, I can't go to dinner tonight. I gotta go debate this guy.
I mean, if it's somebody that you don't know, that's one thing. But I do like the change my mind thing that Steven Crowder does.
I think that's cool.
I think that is an interesting thing to do, and people have learned a lot from it, and I'm sure Steven's learned a lot from it too. Like some people have brought up points that he might not have thought about.
I'd be down to do it, but I'd probably do a simple topic like. Chex isn't a real cereal.
Yeah. Exactly. Well, do you think Chex is a real cereal?
No.
What is Chex?
You know Chex-Mex?
Yeah.
Well, they have a cereal.
Okay.
And it's just Chex. But it's just Chex-Mex.
But isn't it like chocolate? Doesn't it have chocolate coating on it?
I think so. No. There's one that's literally just Chex-Mex.
Ew. Is it salty?
No salt in it.
Oh.
But it's the same things, but that's the cereal.
Okay.
And
dude, people would get angry at you for that too if you went on Twitter.
Yeah, I'd find one guy to come out and say, "Oh, you're wrong."
No, listen,
you're wrong.
Listen, buddy, you're uneducated. You need to wake up.
According to Merriam-Webster's definition of cereal,
exactly.
You are wrong.
Exactly. There's always that one guy that is walking dictionary.
He's got a briefcase full of stuff. I knew. One day you'd come for me.
Yeah, that's insane.
There's people, they live for one moment in history.
Was that all for Might I Recommend?
Yeah, that was Might I Recommend.
Check out Titania McGrath. She's great. Going on to what's popping. Bad Bunny was popping. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Duncan Clayton for this topic suggestion. The multiverse. Do you know anything about the multiverse?
I want to know what you know, or what you think you know.
I don't think I know anything, honestly. I mean, it's one of those things because the dark matter at its core is stuff that you don't know that you don't know.
Yeah.
There's stuff that you don't know, there's stuff that you know, and then there's stuff that you don't know that you don't know. And this is sort of one of those theoretical dark matter topics where nobody know there's theories, but you don't even know that you don't know.
Yes.
So, and we talked about it last week. I was talking about the fundamentals of mathematics, and how differential equations is still a topic that there's pouring research
really
in.
Hard class.
Well, it's that, but it's also people we still don't know everything about it.
Yeah.
So there's still a lot of research and science going into figuring out how to deal with them, and how to work around them, and so DE is built on the foundation of calculus, which is based on the foundation of algebra, which is based on the fundamental theorem of counting. So if we figure out something in DE that contradicts with anything else that we know as a fact in mathematics or science, it just goes down the ladder. That means calculus is wrong. That means algebra is wrong. That means everything that we've ever learned regarding math since we were pre-K is wrong. And everything we know about Newtonian physics is wrong. Or at least it's not complete. It might be right, but it's not complete. So it's a scary thing, and it kept me up one night, seriously, because I was like, yo, what if everything I've learned for the past, X amount of years in mathematics...
Back to class and retake DFQ.
Literally, I'd have to take freaking Algebra 1 again.
Ugh.
Yeah, everything. We'd have to figure out a whole new system for algebra, But anyway, so that's sort of the weird theoretical dark matter that I go through. But
how does that play into multiverses?
I don't know where I was going with that, but that's just what we were talking about last week as far as dark matter stuff. But the multiverse, I think. At least as a theory, is one of the more interesting ones. About string theory?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's sort of connected with that, or some people tie those two things together, but basically it's you obviously watch Rick and Morty. That's sort of, that's a good template for what it would look like.
Okay.
There's and I know Marvel tried playing with it a little bit, or they were going to when the new Spider-Man movie came out. But I think what it is, and again, there's not a definition of it because there's so many variations of like theories about multiverse. So it's basically like you have. Some people say that there's like a finite, number of universes. Some people say there's an infinite amount of like the Rick and Morty. Infinite. Yeah, I mean like the Rick and Morty model would say that it's an infinite amount of universes, and so some people would say that there's a finite number of universes.
I don't know how there could be finite if there were already some. Well, what would be like the basis of like another universe existing?
I don't know. I mean, that's the thing. There's no reason why there is or isn't any of these things.
That's just what I always understood it as. Like in fiction, was like each time a decision is made with branching options, it creates a new universe.
Well, yeah. So that's sort of the thing. But that's where the Rick and Morty model leads. It's like if you choose to do A over B, right? You have two options.
In this universe, they're cockroach people.
Yeah,
that kind of stuff.
Yeah, so it's like, and then if that cockroach chooses A over B, but you chose A over B, then you and that cockroach are the same person, but then you have another, variation of yourself that's a fish.
There was a whole episode on that.
Yeah.
I remember that.
In Rick and Morty, yeah.
Yeah, it had Key and Peele in it.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
I remember this.
Yeah. So that's sort of the thing, and it's like, it's a weird thing to think about because you have infinite possibilities over infinite timeline, and that's another thing. Time is like the theoretical fourth dimension, in our realm of experience, of human experience. Time is that fundamental variable that just doesn't change. We can't manipulate it, at least. And I guess the fifth dimension would be gravity, but that doesn't really have anything to do with the multiverse theory. But it's like, so infinite timelines, infinite realities, like anything and everything is happening at the same time for overall time, because it's just there's no number to it. And people that think that there's finite universes, like if you read like some of like the older DC comics play around with finite multiverse theory, because there's like
they're
multiple,
like running out.
There's multiple Earths.
Yeah.
Like and in the new Wonder Woman series or whatever, Supergirl, whatever. But it's like you have like Earth 2 Superman, Earth 3 Superman. There's like a handful of actual Earths that exist, and that's the number of universes that they know of.
Yeah.
And so it's like on one of them, Superman landed in Russia during the
Cold War.
The Cold War, and that's Red Sun Superman, and that's on this one Earth. And then obviously one of them landed in Kansas, and then one of them landed in like New York in the Bronx, and he's like just a complete a-hole.
And he became Superman.
Yeah, he's Superman.
Forget about it. He's
Superman. Get out of here.
He's Superman.
With your kryptonite. Oh, yeah, man. The freaking fettuccine Alfredo.
He's
hey, Ma.
Superman.
Ma, you got chicken on or what? No, but anyway, so that's sort of where, and it's, I don't know. So do you think it's possible?
I think it is. I don't know. It'd be like, from a religious standpoint, no, that wouldn't really make sense. Because then if there's another universe for everything, there would be a universe where there's no God.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's where I say no to it. But also, like, what just happens to the decisions that aren't made in, like, a sense of, like, time going forward?
Well, they would be happening on another time.
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah. Yeah, and then if they're, like, religiously speaking, I mean, for reference, we're both Christians. So it's like, if you make a decision to be a Christian in one universe, that means there's another universe and another timeline where you didn't make that decision. Yeah. And then where does that leave you ultimately at the end of time?
Salvation.
At the end of time, yeah. Where does that leave you? But if it's finite, then, theoretically you could, but again, your consciousness in another timeline still might make a different decision.
Yeah, exactly.
And then, so it's like, and we've talked about,
is there a different heaven for every universe, or?
That's the thing, and you still have to take into account that creation would have had to be, or I guess, all matter would have to be created in each timeline.
Yeah, and then there's one where nothing's created.
Yeah.
It's just the void.
It's just a void. It's just a vacuum.
Just the big. No bang, just the big.
Just the big, yeah. Well, we talked about, like, we talked about last week, how like if the Big Bang like did happen, it would have to be, by design.
Mm-hmm.
Like God would have to snap his fingers and the Big Bang happens.
Well, you know how the universe was explained in Ben 10, right?
No, please enlighten me.
Ben created it.
Ben created the universe.
No,
what?
not exactly. So you remember how like he had that alien X?
Yeah.
Yeah, so basically they're like immortal and they're the creatures that made the Earth.
Okay.
Or everything. And so there's this part where they're like fighting this like time traveling boss, and he wants to go back in time and detonate this bomb that just erases like everything forward from a point in time. So he's gonna take it to the beginning of time and just erase everything ahead. But so they get there and they stop.
Wow, Ben 10 got deep.
Yeah, no, it did, and I was thinking about that the other day. And so as like a reward for saving literally everything, they let him watch the Big Bang happen.
Okay.
And they just go to different universes, and their like job is to just like create new universes by creating Big Bangs.
That's weird. That is interesting. Wow.
No, watch like this video. It's like the illustrated lore of Ben 10. It gets so deep.
Oh my gosh. Well, Zach actually brought this point up last week, and like to put in perspective, it's related to the multiverse, but it's on like a micro scale. Okay,
yeah.
So if you had a book with infinite pages, okay, which it's weightless. By the way, if we're talking about DC, this is just a side note, completely unrelated. If we're talking about DC, like, Thor versus Superman.
Yeah.
Superman lifted a book with infinite pages, meaning there's no limit to his strength.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, because it's the heavy. That's the heaviest thing in the universe.
Yeah,
because it's just infinitely growing. That's completely beside the point. So a book with infinite pages, with words on it, obviously, and letters.
Yeah.
If it just has, just random letters, just randomly on every single page, just like if you were just to type random letters on a keyboard. Yeah, if you were just to type random letters on a keyboard like that, and just had them on infinite pages.
Mm-hmm.
Somewhere in there would be the Bible front and back.
That's true.
Somewhere in there would be every book ever written. Somewhere in there would be like Mozart, his all of his like songs ever composed or written or whatever.
But what if it wasn't?
Well, it would, because infinitely there's just infinite amount of words.
Are you saying it can't be the same combo repeating, or?
No, it could. It's somewhere in there. There's the Bible back to back, and then back to back to back.
Huh.
And of course, mixed in there are some weird letters and randoms,
Oh, I get what you're saying.
Because like think about it, like if you just typed randomly for infinite time, at some point from negative infinity to positive infinity on that interval, somewhere in there is the Bible, word by word, in full.
I guess, yeah.
Back to back. So it's like that's sort of the same. You take that concept and you move it to multiverse, like every single possible decision that you could make at any given point in your life is there. Like if you make a decision to take a dump at 2:42 p.m. on December 25th, yeah, you're starting that poop at every single point in your lifetime that you could possibly do it. So it's crazy to think about, and again, like we talk about the number like infinity and how that's sort of just conceptually absurd.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
And it is. It's conceptually just absurd. Like nobody can grasp the concept of infinity. It's insane.
I'm just thinking of middle school jokes where like, well, you're XYZ times infinity.
What?
You know. Like,
oh, I know you're talking about.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, this is gonna sound really cheesy, but it's like when you did that thing with like your 6th grade crush, and you're like, I love you, and she's like, no, I love you more. He's like, no, I love you times infinity, and she's like, well, I love you times infinity.
Yeah, infinity. The infinity of infinity.
I love you to the infinitieth power. Yeah. But yeah, that's disgusting. I'm sorry for even bringing that up. That was gross.
Yikes.
Yeah, so that's the multiverse, and it's sort of like a weird thing. Oh, speaking of,
What if as a guest, we could get like someone that's like kind of as smart as Neil deGrasse Tyson?
Dude.
Oh, I'm going to look for
We need to get Bill Nye on here.
I'm going to find a professor at A&M and be like, would you like to come on a podcast?
Well, we talk about just
everything. You'll have to get through some sports and Twitter, but then we want to hear you talk about science.
Yeah, we want to just blow our freaking minds about how crazy
I want you to speak till I get a nosebleed.
Yes, literally, I want to bleed from my ears and eyes and every single hole in my body. But no, so have you heard of the Mandela effect?
Yeah, no, so I had a funny story about that. I was waiting for you to finish. I had a friend who completely misunderstood it. Okay. He thought the Mandela effect had something to do with karma. So he goes, man, it's like the Mandela effect. What goes around comes around. I think that accent might have given it away who I'm talking about.
Yeah, maybe. I think I might know who it is.
But yeah, it was basically like, Mandela effect. What goes around comes around.
Oh,
and my God. That's not what the Mandela effect is.
Well, how long has he been getting that wrong?
Oh, since he knew it, a long time.
Wow. You look like Nelson Mandela is just coming out to get you or something like that.
Yeah, no,
like Nelson Mandela's
like the Mandela effect because he really came back from the grave, whichever one it was. Exactly. Just John Wicked his enemies.
Dude,
he Wicked racism out of South Africa.
Oh my gosh, that poor child. Okay, in all seriousness, do you believe in the Mandela effect?
It's kind of weird because I've seen some that I like. I also think people are just very forgetful, but there's a few examples that I can't really name off the top of my head that are kind of like, wow, that's something you should know almost.
Well, like there's some that I just get like recently introduced to. Because obviously, like the Star Wars one and the Bernstein Bears one.
The Star Wars one is the one that hits me the most.
Yeah.
Because that's like, oh, I know that one.
But I'm different though. Because before I knew anything about the Mandela effect or like even heard about it, I would quote it and somebody would like be like, that's not actually the quote. And then I looked it up obviously, and obviously we're
from a different galaxy.
Yeah, but some people are like, no, they went back and changed the movie script to say that.
But
and it's
they didn't actually.
Why would they do it?
Yeah, some people say it's like a remastered version, but it's not.
No, it's not. That's always how it's been. And so, but it's like, even if that were the case, like even if the Mandela effect were real, and like for whatever reason, like we live, I guess it's sort of tied in to the multiverse, I guess, but like if we like all our consciousnesses were transferred over into another universe somewhere on some weird timeline.
Yeah, like we woke up somewhere else not realizing it.
And like little bitty things are off. Like that's what the Mandela effect is to some people. And it's like, okay, if this was all a simulation on another universe, like why would we be noticing little things like in Star Wars? Like why would you change Star Wars then? Why wouldn't you change something bigger like, a world government or 9/11 or World War II?
Easier stuff to notice.
I don't know, man.
Than the other things.
But anyway, some of the stuff that I got recently introduced to was like, how do you spell Febreze?
Febreze.
It's not two E's. It's one E.
Febreze.
Yeah. It's not two E's.
I just used Febreze this morning. That's kind of weird. Mm-hmm. I just used one this morning.
It's in my bathroom. There's only one E. So it's like that's one of those weird things. And
it's like the Truman Show.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
You realize your whole life's a lie because of the bottle of Febreze.
Yeah. And so I think a lot of people just are forgetful. Like people have and not saying that you have dementia. Obviously,
that is a weird one though because I know a lot of people that spell it with two E's and like I visually see it.
I visually see it with two E's too. Okay. Oh, relax. Okay, obviously, like the Bernstein Bears. We're yawning over here. We're some tired boys. Bernstein Bears. I never even really watched that show.
I don't buy into that one just because I'd never watched it, so I was like, I wouldn't know.
And I'm a terrible speller either.
But Febreze, that one's like Breeze, B-R-E-E-Z.
B-R-E, exactly. Star Wars one. I mean, what was another one?
Nelson Mandela.
Nelson Mandela. No, okay.
I want to look up some.
Look up some of them, yeah. Like, there was... if you were to tell me, like, say... Like, this would be the only thing that I would, like, believe in it. Like, this would be the only thing that would really convince me. If you, like, let's say 40 years from now, we'd be 60... Let's say if we're 70 years old, and somebody came to me and said, which team did Tom Brady play for and win all the Super Bowls? And I was like, oh, the New England Patriots. And you were like, no, he never played for the Patriots. Then we'd have a problem. You know what I mean?
All right. How do you do Looney Tunes?
Oh, that's one of them too. Isn't it just 1-0? Like it's
U.
No. Oh, Tuns.
Tunes.
See, I heard people messing it up as if it was like Toons, like tunes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That one I can see. Yeah, I never watched Berenstein Bears.
Berenstein Bears, yeah. Like Epstein Bears.
The Curious George's tail, that's kind of weird. I remember Curious George not having a tail. I thought that was weird to hear that some people thought Curious George's had a tail.
I think he has a tail, doesn't he?
He doesn't.
No, he doesn't, huh? That's weird. That's weird. Huh. I guess we just always associate monkeys have tails. That's not
No, I always remember, what's his name? Not George of the Jungle.
Curious George.
I always remember him not having a tail.
Yeah.
Oscar Mayer.
Instead of Meyer.
I thought it was Meyer. That is weird.
Yeah.
Skechers.
What is it?
I thought there was a T in Skechers because I used to rock some Skechers as a
I
little
don't know.
kid.
It's CH, yeah.
Fruit Loops. Wait. What? Oh, no.
Okay, I didn't think it was an I.
King Henry's turkey leg.
What? This is. Like
I don't remember that because I've never even seen that picture. I remember him not having a monocle.
Wait, he doesn't have a monocle?
No, Pikachu doesn't have black on his tail? No, I remember him having black on his tail as a kid.
That's weird.
That one is weird. God, we're gonna have to ask people to send in their best Mandela.
Yeah, send in your best Mandela effect things. That's. Fruit of the Loom not having a cornucopia.
I feel like it did.
No. Some of these things I'm like, no, you're wrong. It did.
Yeah, no, shut up.
Pikachu. I'm gonna look up go to Safari and just look up old Pikachu to see if he had it. Because I'm pretty sure he did have that black stuff on his tail. To be honest with you. Because this is really interesting now. No, I'm not saying I believe in it.
That's
now.
one that I like. That's one that I remember.
Does he have it?
Did Pikachu have a black tip on his tail? For some reason, when I look at it, this dude doesn't remember him ever having one.
Okay. Well, then we're all just dumb.
He never had one in any of the movies. I guess he didn't. That's weird.
That is weird, too.
I'm going to have to look into this.
Yeah.
I don't want.
Like I said,
be from another galaxy.
Like I said, though, I wouldn't be convinced unless you were like, what team did Tom Brady play for? And I said the Patriots, and you were like, no, he never played for the Patriots. Not one season. Didn't win a Super Bowl.
If it was sports or something?
Yeah, if it was like something where like I know for it, and if they were like
Aaron Hernandez is still alive and playing for the Patriots.
Oh, there was another one. There was another one that like the Statue of Liberty is on Ellis Island. People everyone thinks that it's on like Ellis Island, and it's not. It's on Liberty Island or some crap like that.
Well, that's
but then there was another one where these people there's a part of it where you can go up to the Statue of Liberty and go see the her flame thing, whatever she's holding, the fire stick, whatever the heck, the lamp, I guess.
That you can go in
the torch. You can go up to see the torch, the fire stick.
Because you can, right?
Yeah. Well, people apparently that thing has been closed off for the last 50 or 60 years. But there have been people that have said, no, we went on family vacations. I remember going up to the torch and seeing it.
Dude, they do it.
But it's been closed.
They do it in Big Mouth.
Yeah. But apparently it's been closed for the last 60 years.
There's no way.
Yeah, and there's old people that testify no, I took my kids there.
There's modern movies where people are up in there for a scene, it's a commonplace thing.
Yeah, no, I know, I've seen it.
We gotta go to New York now.
We gotta go to New York. We're gonna take Guys, go become a patron.
Vlog.
Yeah, the vlog. We're going to see if this thing is real. No, but seriously, like that's one of the weird things. But again, if you were to tell me that, like, where did 9/11 take place?
I'm a little still hung up on the Statue of Liberty thing. That's
a weird one, right? Like, yes. There's evidence, like, there's, like, documents that are out now that are saying that this thing has been closed for, like, the last 60 years. Like they've closed it off.
Going into the statue in general, or?
No, like, just the torch. Like, you can go in the Statue of Liberty, but you can't go up to the torch. Like, they've closed that off.
That's weird.
That is weird, man. That's crazy.
What are they doing in there?
I don't know what they're doing in there.
We're going to have to... New York trip it is.
Yeah. I'm telling you. I want to go to New York. I've never been.
Go see Superman. Hey, it's Superman.
Superman? Who? Oh, yeah.
Hey, it's Superman.
Hey, Ma, you got chicken on or what? Hey. Ma.
Hey, old Lex over there, he was talking mess, Ma.
Hey, Lex doesn't know how to pronounce pastrami.
Hey, but at least I ain't bald, Lex.
You freaking Jew.
Get out of here.
Hey, get out of here, you Guido. All right, no.
I got called that this week.
Why?
I don't remember the context.
Okay, that's just
I had to go back and look it up.
Yeah, that's, yeah. But no, so that's sort of a weird thing. So again, but if you were to like tell me like the next 60 years, like where do you think 9/11 happened? And I said New York and the Twin Towers in 2001, and you were like, no, it happened in Connecticut. I'd be like, okay, we got problems now.
That would be weird.
We got problems. And if you were like, which team did Aaron Hernandez play for? Or was there a Netflix documentary on Aaron Hernandez or something like that? Or what color was like OJ's Bronco?
Yeah.
And if it was one of those things where it's like, it's white, and he was like, no, it's actually blue.
How many Super Bowls did Aaron Hernandez win after getting out of jail?
Mm-hmm. And he actually won one, but we think he didn't win any.
But we thought he killed himself in jail?
Yeah, but he's like, yeah. He's actually
that
alive.
Statue of Liberty one has me still like...
That's weird, right? That's weird, right? Yeah, but that's apparently one of them. And, but yeah, man, that's scary. I'm not convinced. I think people are just stupid.
Maybe they, like, snuck in.
If there's 38% of the United States population that thinks that drinking a Corona will give you the coronavirus, there's enough people that might not know how to spell Febreze. And we're one of them.
But I'm one of them.
Yeah. We're all idiots. Everybody's stupid.
Everyone in my hallway thinks that.
Again, like, we're not studying these little details about, like, random products.
I guess.
Like, if we had to study these things, like
Pikachu's tail?
We're not studying that. We watch Pikachu not really paying attention.
That's like a visual thing you would recognize as like, I have an old stuffed animal Pikachu. I'm going home.
Yeah, I think the stuffed animals might actually have them. I'm looking at like a plush toy in my head.
No,
or a stuffed animal in my head.
It's the one before him. The evolution before him, Pichu.
That has the black tail. Pichu.
And we just associate.
Yeah, it is Pichu. Because in Smash Bros. Okay, but so they did a study though. That I want to talk about this. They did a study where they surveyed like 5,000 New York residents that lived in New York around 9/11, and they talked to them 10 years after it happened.
Yeah.
And well, no, I think I don't know when they did it. No, it wasn't 10 years after. They just surveyed them like whenever after the attacks about like what happened during like on this day for you. Where were you? Where were you when you found out? Like what was your day like that day? And so they gave their whole story, and then they asked him 10 years later what their story was. 50% of the stories were different. So, like, your memory isn't as good as you think it is. Even on such a crazy day like 9/11 for those people. I mean, it's not just like, missing a letter here when you spell frickin' some aerosol product. This is like, a huge day that you just don't forget. You always know where you were on 9/11. Like, like, that's something that you know. And, like, 50% of their story, their memory, contradicts each other. You know? So it's sort of like, people are dumb. People don't, like, memorize things very well or as good as they think they do. Yeah, they don't drink Corona because they think it's going to give them the virus. Just saying they're dumb.
Every time someone dies of Corona, a Corona gets its line.
A Corona gets its line. Yeah, they're going to make... You think there's going to be a movie about... What if... didn't Plague Incorporated, like, closed down on the App Store in China.
Yes,
it got taken off in China.
It got taken off in China because it was offensive.
Well, did they have like a DLC on that game where you could like use like the swine flu or like H1N1?
I know zombies were a thing.
Zombies were a thing. Ebola was a thing. Yeah. Do you think Corona's gonna be on there?
It could be. I mean, then who's? That's just so insensitive. I feel like people are actually dying of it.
They would do it after.
Get him! Get him!
Yeah, they would do it. They would do it. The memes though would be so good. They would do it after the thing's extinguished.
Yeah, after everyone dies.
After thousands of people die. But no, that graph I showed you, like, I mean, it's a serious thing.
Pending.
It's a serious thing. Yeah,
but it was still like pending. Like.
Yeah, it's not.
It ain't done yet.
No, it's not done yet. But the scale of how bad like the swine flu was.
Yeah.
Man, I didn't realize how bad the swine flu actually was. That thing killed like hundreds of thousands of people.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, and of course the Spanish flu was, obviously way more. And then the Black Plague was even worse than that. So.
Yeah, didn't it like wipe out 2/3 of like humanity?
Yeah, it was bad. So, but I mean, all of humanity lived in Europe that time anyway.
Yeah, but still.
Yeah, it's a lot of people.
2/3 of humanity.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's all population control is what it is. So.
Hard to reset.
Yeah. Anyway, you want to go work out?
Yeah, let's do
it. Let's go work out. What do you want to hit?
I don't care. I haven't worked out the last 2 days.
I didn't have. Yeah, I worked out chest the other day. We might do back and buys. I don't know. We'll talk about it. I'm not opposed to doing chest again, honestly.
Yeah.
But I'll probably do back and buys. I didn't really go on a motivational spiel this week.
I was still motivated this week. I just had a lot of other stuff.
I didn't.
I've transitioned to more of like a peace than motivation.
Okay.
Because I'm always out riding.
Yeah.
And that's like my new like personality. It's not like I'm like I go to the gym. Namaste.
You've hit nirvana.
I do my homework. Namaste. I ride a horse. Namaste. I film the podcast.
Namaste. I mean, yeah, that's good. It sucks though because I was so like hyper motivated during Christmas.
I think this is what it's like. It's like
and just school is beat the crap out of me.
I think eventually the motivation stops, and it's either you quit or you've like got it down.
Yeah.
And that's where I'm at right now. Like I've got my cycle down, and
well, it's like what I talked about a couple weeks ago. Like discipline needs to be more important than motivation.
Yeah.
And I'm being tested right now because my motivation is like dead.
This is a test.
Yeah. What, you sound like Bernie Sanders. Well, this is a test.
I think I heard that somewhere.
Yeah, but anyway, yeah, it's like, so my discipline's getting tested right now because a lot of the days I just want to go home right after class and sleep and not go to the gym, not do homework, not eat right. I just want to sleep. It's not good. It's not good. Go on Instagram and Twitter. Follow us. You'll see both of our personal accounts there.
Don't get corona.
Don't get corona, please. Give us more topic suggestions. We're going to post more polls out on the Instagram, and that's where we want to interact with you the most.
See your beautiful faces.
Yeah, we love
Northgate.
you. Oh, great. Yeah.
You remember that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes. Do fan meetups.
Yes, fan meetups. We've had a couple encounters. Oh, I actually didn't tell you. I was at the E-Quads. Somebody was handing out coffee right outside of Zachary, and some people came up to me and they were like, "Mr. the Throne Room himself," and I was like, "Oh, hey, what's going on, guys?" And that was cool.
Wow.
Yeah, that was cool. But anyway, shout out to those guys. Shout out to I think his name was Jesse and John. I think was the other dude's name. Shout out to those guys. And keep watching. Hope you are hour and 14 in. Hopefully. You'll find our personal accounts on Instagram and Twitter. Go follow the Throne Room. That's where you can give us your topic suggestions. Go give us a rating on iTunes and Apple Podcasts, and write Josh is ugly, or something like that. Do you got anything else?
No, I forgot you said that. Now I'm sad.
Oh, all right. Howdy later.
Play the smallest violin out.